Hey, is everything okay? We're about to start. Are you almost at the venue? Everyone's already here. You really gotta get here as soon as possible. We can't wait much longer.
Jeremy, I'm sorry. I'm not coming.
Why not? Are you sick?
I can't marry you. We should call off the wedding.
What? We can't just call it off now.
I've been thinking about it a lot. I don't feel convinced that you're the right person for me. Thinking about your job and your finances. Also, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get along with your parents. I've just been thinking about the future. And to be honest, it scared me. So I really think it's best we call off everything.
What are you saying? It's the day of the wedding. Why did you wait so long to tell me this?
I got scared. I can't change the way I feel. All I can do is tell you I want to stop the wedding. I'm sorry. I can't marry you.
Just calm down. I know that some people get cold feet on the day of their wedding. You can't just walk away from marriage as simply as you think.
I told you I can't change how I'm feeling. I don't want to get married.
What's going on with you? Whatever, we don't have to get married. We haven't gotten legally married yet. We don't have to go through that process to make it official. But could you please come to the wedding? Everyone's here. All our relatives and friends are here waiting for us. Our parents have been waiting for months for this day. If you want to break up after the wedding, I'm fine with that. Please, just come here for the wedding.
I can't. I can't pretend that everything's fine and have the wedding. If I'm going to have a wedding, I want to be sure it's with the person I know I'll spend the rest of my life with. I want to get married to Anderson.
Like, my friend from school, Anderson?
Yeah, him. He's the one that I want to marry. We've been seeing each other for the past year.
What? You've been dating someone else behind my back?
Yeah, I've decided that you just aren't my soulmate. I think Anderson is. I want to forget we were ever going to get married. Please, do that for me.
What? Do you know how insane that sounds? We've been dating for 4 years. 2 of those years, we've been engaged. And you've been dating Anderson for a year? No matter which way you look at it, you had an affair. You cheated on me.
I didn't cheat on you. I just love both of you. It's been eating away at me. I've been on the fence about who I wanted to marry for a long time.
You can't do that. You were engaged to me, but you were seeing someone else. That's cheating. Anderson, of all people. That guy is a piece of human garbage. He beat up one of my other classmates to try and get money out of him. He put the guy in a hospital. He got kicked out of college for that.
Don't say that. It's not his fault. He's been through a lot. He's been on his own for his whole life. He always had to fend for himself. He just doesn't know how to interact with others well because he never had anyone around.
Never had anyone around? He has siblings. His parents passed away, but his brothers are still alive. The reason he's on his own is because he went behind his siblings' backs and sold their parents' house after they died. Then he took that money, ran off, and cut off all communication with the rest of his family.
That's exactly what I mean. He has no one else to look out for him. You have family and a bunch of friends in your life, so if you wanted to live on your own, you have a support net if anything happens. Anderson, on the other hand, has no one else in his life. I'm the only one he has in his life. Please, understand that.
Absolutely not. I'm never going to understand or accept what you're doing. Whatever, it's not like I'm going to change your mind about him right now. Just please, come over here. For now, I'll put the wedding ceremony on hold. Just come for the reception. After that, we can talk about this face to face.
No, I already said I'm not coming. I'm in my car driving right now.
Where are you going? If you're driving, just drive here so we can talk.
Far away from you and my parents. Somewhere you'll never be able to find me. I know that you and my parents will never accept the love Anderson and I have for each other. In fact, I bet you'd try to come and make us break up or something. so I'm running away with Anderson.
Are you kidding me? You're just going to abandon me here and run away from the massive problem you just created. You're gonna make me be the one to break the news to everyone at the wedding and apologize when this is all your fault. We signed a contract with the wedding venue and a bunch of other places for the wedding. Who's going to pay for them? You're going to run away from all your responsibilities and leave it all up to me to handle? No way. Come here right now.
I've made up my mind. There's no going back now. I found true happiness. Sorry, but I know you can handle all of that. Goodbye, Jeremy.
We're not finished talking. Get over here right now.
Hey, Jeremy. I'm back.
Huh? Who is this?
It's me, of course, Francis. Have you forgotten your fiancé already?
Francis? Are you serious?
Yup, I'm back home. How have you been?
I never thought you'd show your face back here. In fact, you really have some nerve coming back after running away with Anderson the day of our wedding. 3 years with absolutely no contact. Now you're back and texting me like everything is fine. Why are you here?
Don't bring all of that up. I came back for you. Jeremy, let's get married.
What? Are you out of your mind? What happened to Anderson?
Well, Anderson and I never actually got married. We lived together for a while. But he didn't work at all and never did anything to help out around the house. I had to find a job to support the two of us. The second he found out I was pregnant, he cheated on me with another girl. Can you believe it? I'd never get married to a dirtbag like that. What a total loser.
I warned you about him, didn't I? That guy is a piece of human garbage. He was back then, and it sounds like he still is now.
So now that he's out of the picture, I thought now we would be great time to restart things with you. This time, I'm bringing a cute little baby with me. It's a real 2-for-1 deal. All you have to do is compensate for me all the trouble you put me through, and then we can finally get married.
Compensate you? Like, pay you? Why on earth would I ever pay you a dime?
Of course, you need to pay up.
Why?
Well, the reason why I have this heavy baby in my tummy, to be honest, is all your fault. If you would have tried harder to get me back 3 years ago, maybe I wouldn't have left you the way I did. More importantly, though, I would have never been deceived by that jerk Anderson. If you think about it that way, all of this really is your fault, and I'm just a victim. So that's why you need to pay me for what you did. Once you do, I'll agree to finally be your wife.
If you think I'm going to pay you even a penny, you need to be checked into a mental hospital. Are you literally insane?
Don't worry. Like I said, I never actually got married to Anderson. All it would take for us to get married is a quick trip to the courthouse. Even the little baby in my tummy is saying, I want to see my daddy. So, when can I expect the check?
You are crazy. Why do you think I'd marry you after everything you did? Let alone follow your insane logic and pay you for something that's 100% not my fault. And on top of that, raise a kid that's not mine? I'm already dating someone who I plan on marrying.
You are? So you were having an affair too?
No, stupid. I started dating someone after you ran off. I'll make this clear. I have absolutely no intention whatsoever of starting things over with you. I shouldn't have to keep saying this, but there's no way I'll ever pay you for anything you think I did.
You can't be serious. If you don't marry me, that means I'll end up as an unmarried single mother. I thought you'd say yes, so I already quit my job. I left my apartment too.
None of that is my problem. You're the one who got yourself into this mess.
I never said I didn't want to be engaged to you anymore. All I said was I didn't want to have a wedding. We are technically still engaged, so what you're doing is cheating. Don't you dare think about marrying someone else.
We're very much not engaged anymore. You made that decision when you left me at the altar and ran off with Anderson. How could you think that we're still engaged? By the way, your parents are totally on my side. They absolutely agree that what you did was unforgivable. As far as I see it, we're nothing but complete strangers at this point.
You talked to my parents when I wasn't there? That's not fair. I just got off the bus and I'm waiting downtown. Come pick me up. Bring my bags to my parents' house. I'll convince them that I didn't do anything wrong so they don't have a problem with us getting married. In the meantime, break up with that little girlfriend of yours.
Parents' house? Your parents don't live there anymore.
What do you mean?
Of course, you wouldn't know since you ran off and cut out everyone from your life. But your parents had to sell their house. They needed the money to pay for the entirety of the wedding, plus they felt so horrible about what you did. They gave me money to make up for your leaving the way you did.
You're lying. So, where are they now?
I think they're living with your brother now. I feel so bad for them. Your mom couldn't stop crying. Your mom has been living in that house and on that property for generations. And because of her selfish, stupid daughter, now it doesn't belong to them anymore.
I can't believe it. You're a monster for making them sell their house. You're a real scumbag.
Me? You're the one who made them sell the house. You're the one that ran off that day. You're the one who thought it would be okay to leave with your new lover. Your parents took responsibility for your actions since you didn't. They apologized to me and all your relatives. They had to sell their house because of you, not me. How could you put your parents through that? No one their age should have to go through this much stress. You betrayed them.
I didn't do anything wrong. They chose to pay you and to pay for everything with the wedding. They did that on their own. I didn't force them. I never asked for any of that.
Well, you're free to think what you want, but that won't change the fact they're basically ready to kill you for what you put them through. If I were you, I'd think twice about going there to see them. They're going to beat the living daylights out of you, then make you repay them for all the money they spent. Every last penny.
What?
I actually just texted your brother. It just so happens he's downtown right now. He'll probably be over to come get you in a few minutes. Now you don't need me to come and get you. That's real nice of him.
No, tell him not to come. I want you to come get me.
Why would I come to get you? I hate you. What's wrong with your brother coming to get you? It's been a while since you've seen each other, right? I'm busy anyway. I don't have the time to hear your fantasy logic or why you didn't do anything wrong.
But if he comes to get me, he's gonna pound me to the ground. I am pregnant.
I don't think he's as big as a scumbag as you are, so he wouldn't do something like that. After you have the baby is a different story. Don't worry. He doesn't seem like he's the type that could kill a person. Plus, you won't be able to repay them if you have broken arms or legs, right?
Oh my god, don't say that. I ended things with Anderson so I could finally be free from working. I don't want to get another job. Please, Jeremy, come get me before my brother comes. You gotta help me.
No. I have no obligation to help you at all. It's your responsibility to make things right with your family. Good luck trying to repay your parents. I think it's going to take a while. Later. France's brother texted me after he went to pick her up from the bus stop. He brought her back to his house so she could face her parents. They decided that once Frances has her baby, it'll be left in the care of her parents for the time being. Frances is going to stay under the watchful eyes of her parents. She'll have to work at a restaurant at night to pay them back. They're going to watch her like hawks so she doesn't bother me ever again. After hearing that, I felt at ease enough to finally propose to my girlfriend. She said yes. We've already gotten legally married and we're planning for our wedding. Not only that, she told me that we're going to have a baby. I've never been happier in my whole life. Thinking back on it, I was really at a low point mentally when Frances ran off. But thanks to her, I found the woman of my dreams, and my life couldn't be better. In a way, I guess you could say I'm thankful to Frances for what she did.
Good evening, Mrs. Brandon. This is Chris Edgar. I hope you aren't busy, but I have some good news for you. I was able to reserve the room that I promised you.
Thank you so much. I apologize for asking you on such short notice, but even so, you still went through and helped me. I really don't know how to thank you. I'm sure it must have been quite difficult.
You don't have to worry about that. You're always helping me too. So of course, I would do everything in my power to help you as well.
I appreciate you for always helping my husband and I.
You wanted to reserve a room for your wedding anniversary celebration, right?
Yes, that's right. My husband is always working overseas, so it was kind of difficult to decide on a day. But since it's our 10-year anniversary, he was able to get a couple of days off. He just got back the other day, and now we're finally going on vacation together.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm honored that you chose our hotel to celebrate such an important day in your lives.
He's always the one to make reservations for us, so this time I wanted to surprise him by making the reservation myself. I figured if I really wanted this to go well, I'd be better off asking you because I knew you'd be able to help me with all the small details on the day of.
Oh, yes, of course. However, I'm sorry to say that I won't be able to accompany you for your celebrations due to the fact that I also have to work overseas. The day I leave happens to be the day that you reserved.
Oh, really? That's too bad. I was looking forward to celebrating with you. How will we go about doing the preparations then?
I will inform the manager about everything. So would you be able to contact him about the details of your stay? It would probably be a lot easier for them to understand if you told him directly, rather than if I did.
That's true. I'd also hate to put you through any more trouble. I'll contact him directly.
Oh, I have no problems whatsoever. I'm just terribly sorry that I won't be there on the day of the celebration. I'll give you the manager's phone number.
Yes, thank you. I also have one more thing to ask you.
Yes, what is it?
This might be a strange favor I'm about to ask you. Is that okay?
Hello? This is Benjamin Elijah. I'm the manager. I got word from Mr. Edgar to contact you. What can I help you with today, ma'am?
Yes, thank you. My name is Emily Brandon. I wanted to surprise my husband on the day of our wedding anniversary, so I was hoping that you could help me.
What kind of surprise were you planning? It'll all be separate prices, so I hope you've checked our homepage.
Prices? I'm sorry, but I didn't check the prices.
This is a luxury hotel, so things like surprise cakes and champagne will cost a bit extra. I suggest you check the prices in advance.
Oh, okay.
Can I ask you to contact me when you've checked them?
I understand.
I would assume that you'll be with your children as well. I feel the need to remind you that this is a luxury hotel. There are a lot of high-class guests who stay with us.
Yes, I've heard about that. I've heard a lot of celebrities and famous athletes stay at your hotel.
I'd like to ask you to watch your children and make sure they don't do anything in front of those guests.
What is that supposed to mean?
I'm sure it would bother the guests if you were in the lobby, etc. with your noisy children. That's what I mean.
Yes. I'll definitely be careful about that. Now, about the surprise. I'd like to arrange an anniversary cake, champagne, and decorations in advance. And if it's not too much trouble, I'd also like to reserve the pool and bar area for the night.
Forgive me, Miss Brandon. I just have a couple of things I need to confirm with you before we discuss this.
Huh? A couple of things like what?
Do you have a chauffeur for the day of your celebration?
What? A chauffeur? What are you talking about?
Normally, our hotel welcomes many guests who have their chauffeurs with them. Mr. Edgar also told me to reserve a parking space for you. Is it a sports car or anything like that?
No. I don't have a sports car. I can't let my children ride in a sports car.
That makes sense. Well, is it an SUV or something bigger like that?
No. I have a small car. I'm sorry for asking, but does that have anything to do with the surprise?
As a manager of this expensive luxury hotel, I have the responsibility of thinking about my guests. Is there something wrong with that?
Well, no, there isn't. It just kind of feels like I'm being interrogated for no particular reason.
Well, excuse me. All I did was ask you the questions that needed to be asked. I'll be returning to my work now. We look forward to your stay and please take care.
Wait. What about the surprise? I don't think we really organized anything yet.
Please leave. You really thought you could stay here, didn't you?
What is the meaning of this? I'm pretty sure I made the reservation. Why didn't you even let us into the parking lot? Was there something wrong in the system or something? If it was the system, I printed out my reservation so I can show that to you if you want.
It was just as I expected.
Just as you expected? What does that mean?
You came to our luxury hotel in your little mini car and thought you would be able to stay here? What were you thinking? How did you think that would work?
I just don't understand. I'm 100% positive that I made the reservation. The owner should have made it for me. I even have proof.
I'm sorry, but I just don't think a family who pulls up in a mini car would be able to afford a suite. Is this some kind of prank?
Are you looking down on us because of the type of car we drive? Our car has nothing to do with the fact that we made a reservation with this hotel. I don't get it.
That's not what I meant. You don't have a reservation with us. So I'm going to have to ask you to leave. There's a little motel a couple of blocks down the road. Maybe you could ask them.
Are you trying to turn us away? Are you being serious? What about my anniversary surprise?
You probably can't afford it anyways, so there's no point in preparing the surprise. It would be a giant waste of time. We don't have any rooms for low-income people such as yourselves. If you'd like, I can compile a list of other locations that might be within your price range.
Low income? Are you being completely serious right now?
Of course I am. Do you all know what you're doing? You can't just stroll up to an expensive hotel without being able to pay for it.
I could ask you the same thing. What do you think you're doing? You can call me where all you want, but I would still like to have my celebration planned.
Wow, you're persistent. How many times do I have to tell you before you understand? Low-income families with mini cars cannot stay at our hotel. It's common sense. The owner is telling me to turn you away, so please leave.
Okay, that's fine with me. Then I guess that means you don't need the $5 million loan anymore.
Huh?
That's what my husband said. You said that the owner, in other words, Mr. Edgar, said to turn me away? If that's really the case, then the loan is off. But even if it isn't true, my husband says that he doesn't feel like lending you the money anymore. If this hotel has someone like you as the manager, there's no way that your business would recover.
Just what are you even talking about? What do you mean by that? What's all this about a loan? Are you trying to mess with me or something?
You're the manager, but you don't even know what's going on in your own hotel? Didn't the owner tell you? The business at your hotel dropped and the hotel's revenue plummeted. That's why you all had to apply for a loan. My husband actually just approved the loan, but I'm not so sure about that anymore.
What? The financer is your husband? That has to be a joke, right? Please tell me you're joking.
You're free to think of it as a joke all you want, but don't you think it's a bit strange? We were able to get a reservation for a suite with a 6-month waiting list.
That is true.
I don't think you know how much Mr. Edgar has been trying to win my husband's favor. You probably should have picked up on that, at least.
Is that so? I'm terribly sorry, but allow me to confirm. You really aren't joking about this.
What do you mean?
Forgive me, but you came in a mini car, didn't you? It's a bit unrealistic that you'd be the loan financer. I can't imagine you'd have such a small car if you really had that much money.
I guess it's decided then. We will definitely not lend any money to a hotel where you're the manager. That's what my husband says anyways.
Why not? All I did was ask you about your car. I do believe you're overreacting.
It's too late to save yourself now. It doesn't make sense to start panicking. I'm sure the owner will be furious when he hears about this. By the way, you're an extremely ignorant person.
What? Ignorant?
The car that we were driving was not a mini car.
What? That car is so small. Of course it has to be a mini car.
It's a classic car, and it's a very expensive one for your information.
Classic car? What?
It really feels like you're bringing down the reputation of your hotel just by being the manager? You were being ignorant and looked down on us because you thought we drove a cheap car. And because of that, you told us to go home. Is that something a proper hotel employee does to its guests?
I didn't think it was an expensive car. You didn't even have a chauffeur, so I misunderstood and thought you were low income.
You can misunderstand all you want, but using that as a reason to discriminate against your guests, don't you think that's a bad thing to do?
You might be right, but all I did was make a bad judgment. I didn't mean for it to be rude or anything. Can you please just understand that?
Bad judgment or not, it's still not a nice thing to do. I've never been treated like this in my entire life. You couldn't even help organize my surprise, even though my husband went through the trouble to get today off work. All that, and this is what happens? Thanks to you, our 10-year anniversary has been ruined. We were looking forward to this day for a very long time.
I'm terribly sorry. I'll start the preparations right now, so please come back. We'll get the surprise ready as well, and we'll throw in the cake and the champagne as free service too.
No thanks.
What do you mean? If there's anything else you need, please just let me know.
I knew something was weird about the fact that we were making reservations over WhatsApp. I tried not to think too much about it, but I guess it's too late now. You definitely went too far with what you did.
I'm extremely sorry. I'll make sure something like this never happens again. Can you please just give us one more chance to make things right?
Hello, Mrs. Brandon. I hope everything is going well with your anniversary. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to the both of you.
Mr. Edgar, thank you very much. You actually texted me just at the perfect time. I'm afraid that nothing has gone as planned, and it's nothing to do with your hotel.
Oh dear, I'm very sorry to hear that. Was there a problem?
Your manager, Mr. Elijah, is the problem, I'm afraid. He's insulted me and my family by assuming we were low income because of the fact that I drive a small car. It's ridiculous, but it was very unprofessional and rude of him.
What? Please allow me to apologize on his behalf. Mr. Elijah never seemed like the kind of person to say such discriminatory and distasteful things to a customer.
I have screenshots of the conversation if you need to see them. My husband is very angry, and he told me that the request you put in for the $5 million loan might be in jeopardy because of this.
This is very deplorable behavior for Mr. Elijah, and he will be dealt with appropriately. I'm very sorry that you had to experience this, Mrs. Brandon. You are one of our most valued customers. Please, I would like to ask that you don't cancel the loan.
Hello? Are you there? Can we just forget this ever happened?
Nope, it won't happen. I've already spoken to the owner anyway.
What? The owner? Mr. Edgar.
Right. We told him that we won't issue the loan as long as you're working as a manager.
What?
That's what my husband told him. The rest is up to him. If I was him, I'd fire you in a heartbeat.
What? Fire me? I'm the manager though. I can't be fired.
If the hotel manager was this much of a piece of trash, of course the quality of the hotel would be affected as well.
Did you just call me a piece of trash? All I did was misunderstand your situation. There's no need for name calling. Please allow me to fix this. I was wrong for what I did. I'm sorry.
Sorry, but it's no use anymore. My husband is already angry and I'm even more furious.
Wait, the owner is calling me right now. Do you think it's about your reservation?
Don't ask me. How about you answer the phone? I can't imagine why he wouldn't be angry right now. You tried to turn away a paying customer.
I didn't think that you would pay in the first place. I thought you would run off and I was trying to avoid that. You didn't look like you could afford the cost of the suite.
You still don't understand what you're saying, do you? Doesn't that sound at least a tiny bit rude to you?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. You're misunderstanding me.
No, I think I understand you perfectly. You've just been saying anything you feel like, but everything came back to bite you in the butt.
I'm really sorry. I seriously regret what I said.
I already told you to no use. It's over for you. Disgusting men like you, who make a living out of discriminating and judging people, will always just end up screwing themselves over. This is all your own fault. You've dug your own grave and now you have to lie in it. In the end, Mr. Edgar was extremely furious about what Mr. Elijah had done. He wasn't satisfied with just firing him, so he requested that he pay reparations equivalent to a one-night stay in the suite. Mr. Elijah lost his position as a manager and therefore lost his job, so he apparently used up all his savings to pay the reparation. He was so quick to judge people based on appearances, and due to his arrogance and ignorance, he ended up dealing a lot of his damage to himself. He dug his own grave, and now he doesn't know what to do. He's completely at a loss. As for our 10-year anniversary celebration, of course we weren't able to hold it as planned. Mr. Edgar felt extremely apologetic about the whole situation, and he offered us a free stay to make up for it. He also said he'd give us free catering and drinks. My husband had to go back overseas, and he won't be able to take a day off for another month, but it's definitely better than nothing. I appreciate Mr. Edgar a lot.
Elena, sorry. I can't pick up Amelia from daycare today.
What? Didn't you say you'd finish work early today?
Nope, can't do. Sorry. But it's work, so you understand, right? I'm sure you'll work it out.
What do you mean I'll work it out? You always do this, Jimmy. You know I'm working too. I can't suddenly drop everything and leave.
Like I said, it's work. It can't be helped. Stop nagging. It's annoying. I'll call the daycare and ask them to keep her there until 7 p.m. Case closed.
Okay, so Jimmy, what time will you be home?
No idea. I hope it won't be too late. I'll be sure it's had a reasonable hour so I'm not hungover tomorrow.
Wait a minute. You can't pick up Amelia because you're going out drinking? That's not work.
How can you say it doesn't work? I'm going out drinking with the guys at work. It's important to be social for my job. I thought you'd understand, as you're working as well. Must be nice to be a woman who doesn't have to worry about drinking and office politics.
I can understand if it's a business dinner with clients, and I'm not saying it's bad to go out drinking. Why is this so difficult for you to understand? And I went back to work full time because you said you would help out at home. Jimmy.
What? How dare you say I'm the bad guy here? When you were pregnant, who paid for everything so you could just stay at home and relax? Plus, nowadays, it's normal for women to work. The days when the husband works while the wife stays home and does nothing are gone. You know my colleague Ben. His wife works. She's super busy and works until late at night. You don't even do any overtime, but you're still complaining? On top of which, you have the audacity to lecture me about work?
But Ben's children, they're older, right? Amelia's still 3. She still needs our time and attention. It's not like she can do very much by herself. So can't you please be a little more understanding?
Your nagging is beginning to get on my nerves. Stop lecturing me like you're some expert. Children are children. As for Amelia being small, her problems are small and easier to deal with as well. Remember, you need to pick up Amelia today. I gotta go.
How's Amelia feeling? Has her fever gone down? Is she okay? Or has it gotten worse?
She's fine. She's sound asleep.
That's a relief. You took her to the doctor's office, right? What did the doctor say?
It's just a cold. The sudden temperature drop is probably the cause. She just needs to rest and sleep to get better. You're such a drama queen.
It's just, her fever was so high and I had to go to work so I couldn't be with her. I can't help but worry about her.
Can't believe you're at work on a Saturday. As a mother, why would you agree to work on the weekend? Because of you, I've wasted 1 day of my 3-day weekend. From now on, tell your boss you can't work on the weekends because you have a child. I still can't believe I've lost a day on my holiday. It's infuriating.
I'm really sorry, but I did tell you about a week ago that I needed you to watch Amelia today. As a full-time employee, it's difficult to say no. It's only once every few months that someone needs to be here on the weekend.
Did you even refuse when they asked you? There's no harm in asking if someone else could cover for you. So when will you be home?
I think it'll be 6 p.m. I'll try my best. Thank you for taking care of Amelia. Whenever Amelia is sick, I grate her fresh apples. Even if she doesn't have an appetite, I think she'll eat that.
Blah, blah, blah. I understand. I'll grate the apples. Will you leave me alone now? You're getting on my nerves.
Jimmy, where are you? Jimmy, I need to talk to you. Send me a reply.
Shut up. You're such a pain. What do you want?
How dare you say, what do you want?
What?
2 days ago, when I came home, I found Amelia all alone, groggy and distraught. Where did you go? Abandoning your sick daughter at home? I couldn't find the medicine from the doctor anywhere. Did you even take her to the doctor's office?
I wanted to take her, but I was really busy. I knew she'd be fine, so I gave her some cold medicine we had at home.
What? What were you busy doing? I found some empty beer cans. Is that what you were busy doing? Busy drinking? And why aren't you here? I asked you to take care of her. Came home and took her to the doctor's office right away. She has the flu. If I were held a bit of work, can you imagine what would have happened? How could you leave such a small, helpless child at home alone?
Shut up! This is my 3-day weekend. It's not my fault my friend invited me out fishing. He said we can use his boat at the lake. There's no way I could pass up this opportunity. I have the right to enjoy my weekend. I knew you were coming home, so give me some leeway here. Because of your job, I ruined 1 day of my weekend.
You chose fishing over your sick daughter? Weekend. You understand Amelia is sick.
You know I love fishing. You know how passionate I am about it. Without fishing, my life is nothing.
Going fishing was more important than taking care of your sick daughter?
I don't know how to live without fishing.
What time did you leave home? From what time was my baby girl alone?
About 10 in the morning, something like that.
Unbelievable. You left her alone for that long? What if something had happened?
Nag. You're like a broken record. She was sound asleep, so I thought she was okay. And in reality, nothing happened. You're such a drama queen.
She was sound asleep? She was probably too tired to move. Use your brain.
Stop badgering me. You're seriously a downer. I was having so much fun before you contacted me.
You've changed since we got married. And before Amelia was born, you promised me you would help out at home. But in reality, I'm the one doing all the housework and taking care of Amelia. I thought you would come to care for Amelia. But the only one who cared about is Jimmy, yourself. I've had enough. I want a divorce.
Oh, that's rich. You're saying this is all my fault? Before we got married, you'd listen to whatever I said and sweetly nod your head. But nowadays, all you do is nag me. You really tricked me. I also want to add, your timid personality is the reason I'm this way. It's your fault.
My fault?
That's right. You told me you liked how I have strong opinions and live my life the way I want.
I did say that.
I'm only doing what I want to do. This means all this is your fault. You're barking up the wrong tree to pin this on me. Do you get it? You're the one who's wrong. When I get home, get down on your hands and knees and say, it was wrong of me to ask my darling husband to take care of our sick child.
Are you crazy?
What?
Stop being such a jerk. I'm asking you, if you were out of your mind just because I'm trying to be considerate? How dare you take advantage of my kindness? Why do you think I'm working? It's because you don't make enough money. I should be grateful you took care of me when I was pregnant? Whose child was in my body, making me puke, lose my hair, and all? How dare you speak like this to the mother of your child?
Elena? What's going on?
The nerve of you saying my name? I'm asking you again, are you out of your mind? Can't you read?
No, I'm not out of my mind. Don't talk back to me. It's vulgar.
Which one of us is really vulgar? Oh, that's right. You don't like women who talk back. You look down on women as second-class citizens while you're secretly afraid of us. You are the one that's a second-class citizen.
Why are you trying so hard to be so crude? You're usually so considerate.
What? Trying so hard? It's normal to be considerate of others at this age. But I'll admit, it was a mistake to be considerate to you. Not only did you treat me like crap, you went too far.
I went too far? I wasn't that bad.
Then what? You're normally this awful? You know what? You like timid girls because you think they'll let you do whatever you want. But if she has her own opinions and talks back for you, that's scary, right?
No, that's not how I am.
Really? You don't seem as convincing as you were before. What did you say before?
No, I mean,
You said, this all happened because of me? It was my fault? My timid personality allowed you to do whatever you wanted to do. That's why you're not the bad guy here.
well, maybe you were overthinking what I said. I didn't really mean it like that.
Then, how did you mean it? You said it. Be a man and explain it.
I meant...
Stop making pathetic excuses. In your little head, I'm completely to blame for this, right? It's all my fault.
No, of course not. I took advantage of you, Elena. My bad.
You little... It's completely 100% your fault, you idiot. Come back here now. We need to talk about the divorce. You better not run away.
Elena, where are you? Help me. My head hurts. I have the chills. I can't even move. Please, take me to the hospital, Elena. Hey, what's going on? I don't see Amelia here. Where are you guys?
So you finally came home? I said I wanted a divorce, but you continued hanging out with your friends. Didn't I tell you to come back right away?
Elena, this isn't a good time for that. I think I have the flu. I must have gotten it from Amelia.
As if. You didn't even take care of her properly. How could you catch it from her? Like I said, I want a divorce. We need to divide our assets and discuss child support. But I don't want to get the flu from you, so contact me once you're better.
You're not serious about the divorce, are you? I thought you were just emotional because of what happened with Amelia.
Of course I'm serious. Amelia and I are already living with my parents. I'll move the rest of our things after we finish discussing the details of the divorce.
Elena, please wait. I'm begging you. Please help me. I'm really not feeling well. You know how you always make me chicken soup when I'm sick? I remembered that. And how much I love how you take care of me.
That's enough with the stories down memory lane. If you have enough energy to contact me like this, you can Uber yourself to the hospital. I know you were only sweet to me because you want something. Do you think I'm a fool? When Amelia was suffering from the flu, you left her and went out to have fun with your friend.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Please, forgive me.
No good apologizing to me. You do realize you can never undo what you did to Amelia. There's no way you're going to get custody of her.
Elena, I beg you. I won't go to the hospital until you come here, Elena. Elena, I believe in you. I'll be waiting here.
Then I guess you'll never get to the hospital. You'll be waiting forever. Then maybe a small part of you can understand how Amelia felt that day when you abandoned her.
Please, don't be cruel. I'm really sick.
It's none of my business, but I know Amelia suffered even more because of your selfishness. After all that, I can't believe you have the nerve to ask me for anything.
Elena, I'm really sorry about what happened to Amelia.
Stop nagging, it's getting on my nerves. No matter how many times you apologize, I'll never forgive you. I don't know why I'm surprised you expected me to take care of you now that you're the one who's sick. After all, you do like timid girls who listen to whatever you say and sweetly nod their heads. Didn't you say Amelia only needed the rest and sleep to get better? Follow your own advice. You are such a drama queen. After that, while Jimmy waited for me, his condition became worse. The next day, he finally asked a friend to take him to the hospital. Apparently, Jimmy was crying profusely when he begged his friend to help him. I don't know what he was thinking to ask me to take him to the hospital and take care of him after he abandoned my daughter and her time of need. There's no way I would help him, which is why I still think he is crazy to have even thought there was a 1% chance of me doing. Amelia's only 3, and he deserted her to go out with his friends. In the worst case scenario, she could have lost her life. We were lucky this time. I really believe that. When I think, what if I had to stay late at work that day? Even now, the what ifs caused me to start shivering. As soon as Jimmy got better, we started our divorce proceedings using our respective lawyers. Jimmy came to me crying, asking for a reconciliation, but I turned him down flat. When I told him that I would make what he did to Amelia public, he quickly agreed to the divorce. He married me because he thought I would be easy to manipulate. He just wanted someone who would let him live however he wanted to, without any repercussions. A few years after our divorce, Amelia and I happened to run into Jimmy. He came up to us and started talking to us like nothing had happened. Amelia said, "Who's this man, Mommy? He's scary," and ran away. I told Jimmy I remarried, and my new husband is really good to Amelia and me. We've forgotten about you as our lives are so happy now. To which he replied, "I'm living alone, waiting for the two of you to come back, you traitors." And he tried to attack me. My husband, who has his fair share of muscles, approached him holding Amelia in his arms. Jimmy took one look at my husband and ran away. I didn't know he could run that fast. I wanted to sell, "You'll be waiting alone for the rest of your life." But I controlled myself. After all, my husband, Amelia, and I, we were going fishing.